Imagine for a moment that you are standing on the threshold of a magnificent door. Beyond it lies the life you've always dreamed of, the life filled with purpose, joy, and abundance. You can almost feel the warmth of that reality calling to you, yet something holds you back. What is it? Is it the fear of failure? The weight of past mistakes? Or is it the quiet voice of doubt whispering you're not good enough? Let me tell you a truth that will shake the very foundation of those doubts. The life you desire is not beyond your reach, it already exists. But to access it, you must first learn to act as if it's already yours. Each of us carries within us a divine power, a spark of infinite creativity placed there by the Creator. This power is not a faint hope or a distant promise, it is the very essence of who you are. Yet most people live their lives as if they are powerless, allowing circumstances, opinions, and limitations to dictate their future. Have you ever paused to consider why? Why do we shrink ourselves when we were created to stand tall? Why do we settle for mediocrity when greatness is our birthright? The answer lies in one simple truth: we become what we believe. And too often, our beliefs are shaped by the shadows of our past, rather than the light of our potential. The world has taught us to measure ourselves by external standards, our achievements, our possessions, our social status. But true transformation begins when you stop looking outward for validation and start looking inward to the limitless potential that resides within. What if you began to act as if you were already the person you aspire to be? Think about that for a moment. If you believed with unshakable certainty that you were destined for greatness, how would you live your life? Would you walk with confidence, knowing that every step is guided by divine purpose? Would you speak with authority, unafraid of criticism or rejection? Would you wake up each morning with a sense of excitement, knowing that the day ahead is another opportunity to align with your destiny? This is not a call to pretend or deceive yourself. It is an invitation to step into alignment with the truth of who you are. You see, faith is not merely a passive belief, it is an active force. It requires you to move, to act, to live as if the reality you desire is already unfolding. Faith is not waiting for proof, it is creating proof through your actions and your attitude. Have you ever watched a skilled actor perform on stage? They do not merely recite lines or mimic emotions, they become the character, embodying every thought, feeling, and movement as if it were their own. In the same way, you must learn to embody the person you wish to become. This is not a game of make-believe, it is the most profound act of creation. For as you think, so you become. The great tragedy of life is not that we aim too high and miss, but that we aim too low and hit. Too many of us have allowed the world to define the boundaries of our potential. We've been told to be realistic, to lower our expectations, to accept what life gives us. But let me ask you this: who has the right to determine what is realistic for you? Who has the authority to limit what God has placed within you? The only limits you face are the ones you accept. The first step in breaking free from these limits is to see yourself not as you are, but as you can be. Close your eyes and imagine the version of yourself that you've always dreamed of, the confident, successful, fulfilled version. Now ask yourself, what is stopping you from becoming that person today? The truth is, there is no external force holding you back. The only thing standing between you and your future is your decision to act as if it's already here. When you begin to act as if you are the best, something extraordinary happens. Your mindset shifts. Your energy changes. You start attracting opportunities, relationships, and experiences that align with your vision. This is not coincidence, it is the law of creation at work. What you focus on, you bring into reality. But acting as if is not without its challenges. You will face resistance, both from within and from the world around you. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, when the results you desire seem far away. In those moments, remember this: the process of becoming is not always visible, but it is always happening. Just as a seed grows beneath the soil before breaking through the surface, so too does your transformation begin in the unseen realm of your thoughts and beliefs. Do not underestimate the power of persistence. The act of believing, even in the face of doubt, is a declaration of faith. And faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. When you choose to act as if your dreams are already reality, you align yourself with the divine forces that make all things possible. So I ask you, are you ready to step into your greatness? Are you ready to act as if you are the best, to believe in your future with unwavering certainty? The choice is yours and the time is now. For the life you desire is not waiting for you in some distant tomorrow. It is here, in this moment, waiting for you to claim it. Now let us explore the steps that will help you master this transformative mindset and unlock the future you've always dreamed of. Here are 10 key points to guide you on this journey. To act as if you are the best, you must first embrace the truth of who you are. You are not here by accident. You were created with intention, purpose, and love. The same divine power that set the stars in the sky and shaped the mountains dwells within you. Pause for a moment and let that sink in. You carry the spark of creation itself in your being. Yet so many walk through life as though they are merely a product of chance, powerless against their circumstances. The first step in realizing your potential is to understand your divine identity. This identity is not defined by your past mistakes, your current struggles, or the labels others have placed on you. It is defined by the Creator who made you in His image. Think about this: if you were created in the image of God, what does that say about your potential? It means that within you lies the ability to create, to overcome, and to rise above anything that life throws your way. But here's the challenge: the world will try to convince you otherwise. It will whisper lies that you are not enough, that your dreams are too big, that your failures define you. You must reject these lies with every fiber of your being. Your divine identity is not something you earn. It is something you already possess. It is the unshakable truth of your existence, and no amount of criticism or failure can take it away. Consider the story of the prodigal son. When he returned home broken and ashamed, his father didn't see his mistakes, he saw his son. He clothed him in the finest robe and welcomed him back with open arms. That is how God sees you. No matter how far you've wandered or how much you've struggled, you are still His creation, worthy of love and destined for greatness. To embrace your divine identity, you must align your thoughts with this truth. Start by speaking life over yourself. Every morning, remind yourself, I am created for a purpose. I am capable of greatness. I am enough. These words are not just affirmations, they are declarations of your true nature. But it doesn't stop there. You must act in alignment with your identity. Carry yourself with dignity, as someone who knows their worth. When faced with challenges, remind yourself that you are not alone. The same power that parted the seas and moved mountains is within you, ready to guide and strengthen you. Understanding your divine identity also means seeing yourself through the eyes of faith. Faith is the lens that reveals what the natural eye cannot see. It shows you the person you are becoming, the victories that await you, and the destiny that is yours to claim. When you walk in this understanding, you begin to see obstacles not as barriers but as opportunities to grow into the person you were meant to be. Remember, the foundation of acting as if you are the best is knowing that you were created for greatness. This knowledge is not arrogance, it is humility. It is acknowledging that your life is a gift and that you have a responsibility to honor that gift by living to your fullest potential. Words are more powerful than most realize. They shape your thoughts, influence your emotions, and ultimately create your reality. Every word you speak is like a seed planted in the soil of your mind. Speak words of doubt, and you will reap fear and failure. Speak words of faith and confidence, and you will harvest strength and success. The act of speaking affirmations is not about wishful thinking, it is about aligning your words with the truth of who you are and the future you are creating. Consider this: when God created the world, He spoke it into existence. Let there be light, He said, and there was light. This divine principle shows us the power of spoken words. When you declare something with conviction, you set the wheels of creation in motion. But here's the catch: affirmations must be rooted in faith. It is not enough to simply recite words if your heart does not believe them. That's why it's crucial to choose affirmations that resonate deeply with your soul. Start with simple yet powerful statements like I am capable, I am worthy, I am destined for greatness. As you repeat these words, let them sink into your spirit. Visualize their truth. Feel the energy they bring into your life. Speaking affirmations daily also requires consistency. Think of it as watering a plant. You cannot water it once and expect it to grow overnight. You must tend to it every day, even when you see no immediate results. Over time, those seeds of faith will take root and bear fruit. Another key to effective affirmations is to speak them as though your desired reality is already here. Instead of saying, I will be successful, say I am successful. Instead of saying, I will find peace, say I am at peace. This subtle shift transforms your affirmations from future aspirations into present realities. It trains your mind to act as if what you desire is already yours, which in turn influences your actions and decisions. Affirmations are not just about boosting your confidence, they are about reprogramming your mind. Your thoughts and words create neural pathways in your brain. The more you repeat a belief, the stronger that pathway becomes. Over time, it becomes second nature to think and act in alignment with that belief. This is why negative self-talk is so destructive. It strengthens the pathways of doubt and fear. But the good news is that you can reverse this process. By speaking affirmations daily, you can create new pathways of faith, hope, and confidence. There will be days when speaking affirmations feels unnatural, especially if your circumstances seem to contradict them. In those moments, remember that faith is not about what you see, it is about what you believe. Keep speaking life over yourself even when it feels like nothing is changing. Trust that your words are working behind the scenes, shaping your reality in ways you cannot yet see. Finally, let your affirmations be a reflection of your divine identity. Speak not only to your potential but to the power within you. Declare, I am a child of God. I am created for a purpose. I am unstoppable. These words are not just reminders, they are proclamations of truth. When you commit to speaking affirmations daily, you are not just changing your mindset, you are changing your life. You are stepping into alignment with the person you were created to be and the future you were destined to live. So start today. Speak boldly. Speak consistently. Speak as if your words hold the power to transform your reality, because they do. Close your eyes for a moment and picture the life you've always wanted. What do you see? Is it a career that fulfills you, relationships that nourish you, or a sense of peace that fills your soul? Visualization is not just a fanciful exercise, it is one of the most powerful tools you have to align your mind with your dreams. If you can see it clearly in your mind, you can bring it into your reality. You must understand that everything begins with a thought, a mental picture. Think of the great achievements in history, the tallest buildings, the most innovative technologies, the masterpieces of art. Every single one of them began as an idea, a vision in the mind of someone who dared to dream. Your future is no different. To create it, you must first visualize it. But visualization is not about vague daydreaming. It is about creating a detailed, vibrant, and emotional picture of your desired reality. When you visualize, engage all your senses. If you see yourself in a new home, imagine walking through its rooms, hearing the sound of your footsteps echoing in the hallways. Feel the texture of the furniture, smell the fresh paint, and hear the laughter of loved ones filling the space. If you dream of success in your career, see yourself shaking hands with influential people. Feel the confidence radiating from within, and hear the applause of those who admire your work. The more vivid and specific your visualization, the more real it becomes to your mind. Your brain does not differentiate between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you consistently visualize your goals, you train your mind to accept them as truth. This process creates a powerful shift in your mindset. You begin to think, feel, and act in ways that align with your vision. Doors that once seemed closed begin to open, and opportunities you never imagined start to present themselves. However, visualization is not a one-time event, it's a daily practice. Set aside time each day, even if it's just a few minutes, to immerse yourself in the mental picture of your future. Make it a sacred ritual, a moment where you connect with the life you are creating. Over time, this practice will not only inspire you but also strengthen your faith in your ability to achieve your goals. Many people give up on their dreams because they focus too much on their current circumstances. But visualization allows you to transcend the limitations of the present and focus on the possibilities of the future. It reminds you that your reality is not fixed, it is fluid, shaped by the thoughts you hold and the actions you take. There will be days when doubt creeps in, when your dreams feel distant and unattainable. In those moments, return to your vision. Let it ground you, inspire you, and remind you of why you started. Your visualization is not just a picture, it is a promise. It is the blueprint of the life you were created to live. So take this practice seriously. Visualize with intention, with passion, and with faith. Because the future you dream of is already waiting for you. It's up to you to see it, believe it, and act as if it's already yours. The way you present yourself to the world is a reflection of how you see yourself. If you want to act as if you are the best, you must dress the part. This is not about vanity or superficiality, it's about alignment. The clothes you wear, the way you carry yourself, and the effort you put into your appearance are all outward expressions of your inner belief in your worth and potential. Think of how you feel when you wear an outfit that makes you confident and proud. Your posture changes, your energy shifts, and you carry yourself with a sense of purpose. This is because your external presentation influences your internal state. When you dress for the role you want, you send a powerful message to yourself and to the world. I am ready for this. Dressing for success is not about wearing expensive clothes or following the latest trends. It's about choosing attire that reflects your aspirations and aligns with the image you have of your future self. If you see yourself as a leader, dress like one. If you envision yourself as a successful entrepreneur, present yourself in a way that exudes professionalism and confidence. This practice is not about impressing others, it's about embodying the person you want to become. But dressing for the role you want goes beyond clothing. It's also about how you carry yourself. Stand tall, make eye contact, and speak with clarity. Your body language communicates volumes about how you see yourself and how others perceive you. Even before you say a word, your presence can command respect and attention simply by the way you hold yourself. This principle is rooted in the power of psychology. When you dress and act as if you are already living your dream, your brain begins to associate those actions with success. This creates a feedback loop, where your actions reinforce your beliefs, and your beliefs drive your actions. Over time, this alignment between your inner world and your outer presentation leads to tangible results. Consider the story of a job seeker who dressed for their dream position even when attending interviews for lower-level roles. Their appearance and demeanor consistently reflected their aspirations, and eventually they caught the attention of someone who saw their potential. This is the power of dressing for the role you want. It creates opportunities by aligning your reality with your vision. It's important to remember that dressing for success is not about perfection. You don't need to have the fanciest wardrobe or the most polished appearance. What matters is the intention behind your choices. When you put effort into your presentation, you demonstrate respect for yourself and for the opportunities you are pursuing. This practice also has a profound impact on how others perceive you. People respond to confidence and professionalism. When you present yourself as someone who takes their goals seriously, others are more likely to take you seriously as well. This can open doors, build connections, and create opportunities that align with your vision. Finally, dressing for the role you want is a daily reminder of your commitment to your dreams. Every time you put on an outfit that reflects your aspirations, you reinforce the belief that you are worthy of success. It's a small but powerful act of faith in your ability to create the life you desire. So start today. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask, does this reflect the person I want to become? If the answer is no, make a change. Choose to present yourself in a way that aligns with your goals and watch as your confidence, energy, and opportunities begin to transform. Because when you dress for the role you want, you don't just change how you look, you change how you feel, how you act, and ultimately, how you live. The company you keep shapes the person you become. Look around you. Are the people in your life inspiring you to reach for your dreams, or are they pulling you back into mediocrity? If you want to act as if you are the best and truly believe in your future, you must be intentional about the voices you allow into your life. Surrounding yourself with believers, those who uplift, encourage, and challenge you to be your best, is not just a suggestion, it's a necessity. The people closest to you are mirrors. They reflect not only who you are, but also who you have the potential to become. If you spend your time with individuals who constantly doubt, criticize, or belittle your aspirations, it's only a matter of time before their negativity seeps into your thoughts. You may start to question yourself, wonder if your dreams are too big, or worse, give up entirely. But when you surround yourself with believers, people who see your potential, even when you can't, they become a source of strength, inspiration, and faith. Believers are those who refuse to settle for less in their own lives and won't let you settle either. They challenge you to grow, hold you accountable to your goals, and celebrate your victories as if they were their own. They understand that success is not a limited resource, and that your rise does not diminish theirs. In fact, they know that lifting others up only strengthens their own foundation. These are the people you need in your corner. But here's the truth: finding believers is not always easy. The world is full of doubters, naysayers, and individuals who project their insecurities onto others. They may tell you that your dreams are unrealistic or that you're not capable of achieving them. Often these voices come from people who are close to us, family, friends, or colleagues. Their doubts can hurt the most because they come from those we expect to support us. But you must understand that their disbelief says more about their limitations than yours. To surround yourself with believers, you first need to recognize and remove the negative influences in your life. This doesn't mean cutting people off entirely, but it does mean setting boundaries. Protect your dreams from those who don't understand them. Be selective about the conversations you engage in and the advice you take to heart. Remember, you are not obligated to accept every opinion offered to you, especially if it contradicts the vision you hold for your life. Once you've identified the voices you need to distance yourself from, the next step is to seek out those who align with your vision and values. Look for people who inspire you, whether through their words, actions, or achievements. These individuals don't have to be physically present in your life. They can be authors, speakers, mentors, or even online communities. The point is to fill your mind and environment with positivity, faith, and encouragement. One of the best ways to find believers is to immerse yourself in environments where growth and ambition are celebrated. Attend seminars, join groups or clubs that align with your interests, and engage with like-minded individuals who are also striving for greatness. When you surround yourself with people who are driven and focused, their energy becomes contagious. You'll find yourself motivated to push harder, aim higher, and believe in your potential more deeply. Another powerful way to connect with believers is to share your dreams boldly and unapologetically. When you speak about your aspirations with conviction, you naturally attract those who resonate with your vision. You'll find people who say, "I believe in you," or "Let me help you achieve that." These connections often lead to collaborations, opportunities, and friendships that propel you closer to your goals. But surrounding yourself with believers isn't just about finding the right people, it's also about being the right person. To attract positivity, you must embody it. Be a believer in others. Celebrate their successes, encourage their dreams, and offer your support without expecting anything in return. When you become a source of light and encouragement, you naturally draw similar energy into your life. Let's not underestimate the role of prayer and divine guidance in this process. Ask God to bring the right people into your life, those who will align with your purpose and elevate your journey. Trust that He will guide you to relationships that are meant to nurture your growth and remove those that hinder it. Sometimes this process can be painful. Losing people who once felt essential to your life is never easy. But remember, God's pruning is always for your good. When He takes something away, It's only to make room for something better. There's another important aspect to consider. Believers don't always tell you what you want to hear. True believers will challenge you to confront your fears, address your weaknesses, and push past your comfort zone. They won't enable excuses or allow you to settle for less than you're capable of. While their honesty might be uncomfortable at times, it is a gift. These are the people who see the best in you and refuse to let you fall short of it. As you build a circle of believers, you'll notice a profound shift in your life. Their encouragement will become your fuel, their faith in you will strengthen your own, and their successes will remind you of what's possible. You'll start to believe not just in your dreams, but in your ability to achieve them. And as you grow, you'll find that you become a believer for others as well. Because remember, success is rarely a solo journey. Behind every great achievement is a network of support, encouragement, and faith. Surround yourself with believers and you'll discover that their collective energy amplifies your own. They will remind you of who you are, lift you up when you falter, and celebrate with you when you rise. So take a moment to reflect. Who in your life inspires you to be your best? And who might you need to step away from to protect your dreams? The answers to these questions could very well determine the course of your future. Confidence is not the absence of doubt. It is the decision to move forward in spite of it. Many people wait for perfect circumstances, absolute certainty, and undeniable proof before taking action. But the truth is, those moments rarely, if ever, arrive. If you want to achieve greatness, you must learn to act with confidence even when the path ahead feels uncertain. Confidence is not just a feeling. It is an attitude, a choice, and a reflection of your belief in yourself and your future. Imagine standing on a stage in front of a crowd, unsure of how your performance will be received. In that moment, you have two choices: to shrink back in fear or to stand tall and act as if you belong there. The difference between those two responses can determine not only how others perceive you, but also how you perceive yourself. Confidence, even when it feels forced, has a way of transforming how you approach challenges, opportunities, and even failures. The power of confidence lies in its ability to shape your actions. When you act with confidence, you project strength and determination. This, in turn, influences how others respond to you. People are naturally drawn to those who exude self-assurance. They trust them, follow them, and are more likely to support their endeavors. But here's the key. Confidence is not about pretending to have all the answers or being perfect. It's about showing up, taking risks, and trusting that you'll figure it out along the way. To act with confidence, you must first silence the inner critic that tells you you're not ready, not capable, or not deserving. That voice, often born from past failures or external criticism, has no place in your journey toward greatness. Instead, replace it with a voice of faith. Remind yourself that you are equipped, that you are growing, and that every step you take is bringing you closer to your goals. Confidence is built not by avoiding challenges, but by facing them head-on and proving to yourself that you are stronger than your doubts. One practical way to cultivate confidence is through preparation. When you take the time to equip yourself with knowledge, skills, and strategies, you naturally feel more capable. Preparation breeds competence, and competence breeds confidence. Whether it's preparing for a presentation, learning a new skill, or planning for a big decision, the effort you put into preparation will boost your belief in your ability to succeed. However, it's important to remember that no amount of preparation can eliminate uncertainty entirely. There will always be variables outside your control, risks you cannot foresee, and moments when you feel unprepared. In these situations, confidence becomes a leap of faith. It's about trusting not only in your abilities, but also in the process. It's understanding that growth often comes from stepping into the unknown and figuring things out as you go. Body language also plays a critical role in acting with confidence. Even if you feel unsure, the way you carry yourself can influence how you feel and how others perceive you. Stand tall, make eye contact, and speak with clarity. These small adjustments send a message to your brain and to those around you that you are capable and composed. Over time, these outward displays of confidence will begin to influence your internal state, reinforcing your belief in yourself. Another important aspect of acting with confidence is embracing failure as part of the journey. Many people hesitate to act because they fear making mistakes or falling short. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is a stepping stone to it. Every successful person has a trail of failures behind them, moments when they stumbled, learned, and grew stronger. When you act with confidence, you acknowledge that failure is not the end, but a valuable teacher. Acting with confidence also means staying true to your values and vision, even when others doubt you. There will always be critics, skeptics, and those who question your decisions, but their doubts are not your reality. Confidence is the ability to hold on to your belief in yourself and your dreams, even in the face of opposition. It's the quiet assurance that you are on the right path, regardless of what others may say. One powerful tool for building confidence is visualization. Take a moment to close your eyes and picture yourself succeeding. Imagine walking into a room with your head held high, speaking with authority, and achieving your goals. See yourself overcoming obstacles, handling challenges with grace, and celebrating your victories. This mental rehearsal not only boosts your confidence, but also trains your mind to recognize and seize opportunities when they arise. It's also important to surround yourself with people who believe in you. Confidence is contagious, and being around supportive, encouraging individuals can strengthen your own belief in yourself. These are the people who remind you of your potential, celebrate your progress, and push you to keep going when doubt creeps in. Their faith in you can often be the spark you need to reignite your own. Finally, remember that confidence is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Start small. Take a risk. Speak up in a meeting or step out of your comfort zone in a manageable way. Each time you act with confidence, you reinforce your ability to do so again. Over time, these small acts of courage add up, creating a foundation of unshakable self-belief. When you learn to act with confidence, even in uncertainty, you unlock a powerful force within yourself. You begin to see challenges as opportunities, failures as lessons, and risks as necessary steps toward your dreams. Confidence is not something you wait for. It is something you choose every single day. And as you make that choice, you'll find that the world responds in kind, opening doors you once thought were closed, and revealing possibilities you never imagined. Life is a journey, and every step forward, no matter how small, deserves to be celebrated. Often we become so focused on the end goal that we overlook the progress we've made along the way. But here's the truth. Success is not a single monumental event. It is the accumulation of small victories that build momentum, strengthen your confidence, and propel you toward your dreams. Learning to celebrate these small wins is not just a practice in gratitude. It is a powerful way to fuel your motivation and sustain your journey. Why is celebrating small wins so important? It's because these moments remind you that you are moving in the right direction. When you acknowledge your progress, no matter how minor it may seem, you reinforce the belief that your efforts are making a difference. This belief is crucial because the road to success is rarely a straight line. There will be challenges, detours, and days when you feel like giving up. But when you take time to celebrate your wins, you create a positive cycle of reinforcement that keeps you motivated, even during difficult times. Celebrating small wins also shifts your focus from what you lack to what you've accomplished. It's easy to get caught up in the gap between where you are and where you want to be. This mindset can lead to frustration, self-doubt, and even burnout. But when you take a moment to recognize your achievements, you shift your perspective. Instead of dwelling on how far you still have to go, you appreciate how far you've already come. This simple shift can reignite your passion and remind you why you started in the first place. One of the most powerful aspects of celebrating small wins is its impact on your brain. When you acknowledge your achievements, your brain releases dopamine, a chemical associated with pleasure and motivation. This dopamine boost not only makes you feel good in the moment, but also strengthens the neural pathways associated with positive behavior. In other words, celebrating small wins trains your brain to seek out and repeat the actions that lead to success. Over time, this creates a cycle of progress and positivity that moves you closer to your goals. But how do you celebrate small wins effectively? It starts with awareness. You must train yourself to notice and appreciate the milestones you achieve, no matter how small. Did you complete a task you've been procrastinating on? Did you make progress toward a goal, even if it was just one step? These are wins, and they deserve to be acknowledged. Keep a journal or a log of your accomplishments and review it regularly. This practice not only helps you track your progress, but also gives you a sense of pride and motivation to keep going. Celebrating small wins doesn't have to be extravagant. It can be as simple as giving yourself a moment of gratitude, treating yourself to something you enjoy, or sharing your success with someone who supports you. The key is to make the celebration meaningful to you. It's not about the size of the reward, but about the act of recognizing and honoring your effort. Another way to celebrate small wins is by setting micro goals, smaller, manageable milestones that lead to your larger objectives. For example, if your goal is to run a marathon, start by celebrating each training session you complete. If your goal is to write a book, celebrate each chapter you finish. These micro goals break your larger goal into achievable steps, making the journey feel less overwhelming and more rewarding. Celebrating small wins also fosters a mindset of gratitude. When you take time to acknowledge your progress, you develop a greater appreciation for the journey and the growth it brings. This gratitude not only enhances your happiness, but also attracts more positivity and opportunities into your life. It's a reminder that success is not just about the destination, it's about who you become along the way. It's important to note that celebrating small wins doesn't mean settling for less or losing sight of your bigger vision. On the contrary, it is a way to stay connected to your goals and build the resilience needed to achieve them. Each small win is a stepping stone, a reminder that you are capable of turning your vision into reality. There will be times when the road feels long and the progress feels slow. In those moments, celebrating small wins becomes even more essential. These celebrations are not just about marking progress. They are about maintaining hope and faith in the process. They remind you that every effort counts, every step matters, and every small victory brings you closer to your dreams. For example, imagine a gardener planting seeds in the soil for days, weeks, or even months. There may be no visible signs of growth, but beneath the surface, the seeds are taking root, drawing nourishment from the soil and preparing to sprout. The gardener celebrates each step of the process, the planting, the watering, the care, knowing that these small actions will eventually lead to a bountiful harvest. In the same way, your small wins are the signs that growth is happening, even if the results are not yet fully visible. Finally, celebrating small wins is an act of self-compassion. It's a way of telling yourself, I see your effort, I recognize your progress, I am proud of you. In a world that often focuses on the end result, this practice allows you to honor the journey and the growth that comes with it. It's a reminder that you are worthy of celebration, not just for what you achieve, but for who you are becoming. So, take a moment today to reflect on your journey. What small wins have you achieved? How can you celebrate them in a way that feels meaningful to you? Remember, success is built one step at a time, one win at a time, and every step, no matter how small, is worth celebrating. As we come to the end of this journey, I want you to take a deep breath and reflect on everything we've uncovered. You were not created to live a life of mediocrity. You are destined for greatness. The seeds of success, confidence, and purpose are already within you, waiting to be nurtured and brought to life. But unlocking that potential requires a choice to see yourself differently, to act with intention, and to believe in the future that God has already prepared for you. In the quiet moments of your life, when you are alone with your thoughts, have you ever wondered about the true power of the words I am? Not just as simple affirmations, but as declarations that have the ability to alter the very fabric of your reality. These two words are not merely a combination of letters, but the echo of a divine force that dwells within you. They are the gateway to your divine inheritance, a direct line to the infinite power of creation. Yet how often do we use them carelessly, unaware that each utterance is a command shaping the world around us? Pause for a moment and reflect. What have you been proclaiming over your life? I am tired, I am not enough, I am failing. Have these declarations built the walls of limitation around you? Or have you spoken life-giving words like I am blessed, I am strong, and I am victorious, setting yourself on a path toward abundance? What if I told you that every I am you speak is a seed planted in the soil of the unseen, destined to grow into the reality you experience? Consider the divine origins of these words. In the scriptures, when Moses asked God for his name, the reply was profound: I am that I am. In this moment, God was revealing the eternal, unchangeable nature of his being. This name was not bound by time, circumstance, or limitation. It was infinite, eternal, and capable of manifesting anything. And now you, created in the image of God, hold this same power within you. Every time you say I am, you are invoking the divine, calling forth creation to align with your declaration. Think about that for a moment. What if the way you see yourself, the way you define your life, is a reflection of how you use these words? What if the secret to transforming your circumstances lies not in external efforts, but in the profound awareness of the words you whisper, shout, or even silently think? The power of I am is like a spiritual compass, directing your life toward the destination you choose. But here's the truth many fail to understand: you cannot outgrow your self-concept. You will never rise above the identity you claim for yourself. If you say, I am unworthy, the universe echoes as you wish. If you declare, I am blessed, all of creation conspires to make it so. But here is where the suspense lies. Are you using this power unconsciously? Have you allowed fear, doubt, and negativity to hijack your divine right to create? Or are you willing to reclaim your authority, to speak life into your dreams and step boldly into the truth of who you are? The words I am are not passive, they are active. They are alive, carrying the vibrational energy of your thoughts and emotions into the unseen realm. With each utterance, you are giving permission to the universe to reflect back to you the life you affirm. This is not a distant idea or an abstract philosophy. It is the divine law, eternal and unchanging. Imagine standing before a mirror. When you smile, the reflection smiles back. When you frown, the reflection mirrors your expression. In the same way, the world around you mirrors the words you speak and the beliefs you hold. Every I am you declare is reflected in your relationships, your finances, your health, and your opportunities. What does your reflection say about you today? Let's dig deeper. Have you ever noticed how the most successful people speak about themselves? They do not apologize for their greatness. They do not downplay their potential. They boldly declare their success, even when the evidence seems to suggest otherwise. Why? Because they understand this principle: faith comes before sight. They do not wait to see the change, they speak it into existence. And you can do the same. Ask yourself this: what would happen if, for the next 7 days, you consciously chose to affirm the best version of yourself? What if every morning you woke up and declared, I am abundant, I am loved, I am unstoppable? How would your energy shift? How would your perception of the world change? This is the power of I am. It is not reserved for the privileged or the fortunate. It is available to everyone, including you. It is the divine spark within you, waiting to be ignited. So as we embark on this journey together, let us dive the 10 key principles that will help you unlock the full potential of I am and manifest the life you were destined to live. The power of I am begins with an understanding of its divine origin. To truly grasp its significance, we must turn our attention inward, toward the essence of who we are and the force that brought us into being. When Moses stood before the burning bush, trembling with awe and uncertainty, he asked God, "What is your name?" The reply was timeless and profound. I am that I am. With those words, God revealed not only his identity but also the sacred nature of existence itself. God's name was not tied to any form, title, or limitation. It was eternal, infinite, and boundless, an affirmation of pure being. Now consider this: you are made in the image of this same divine force. This means that within you is the same eternal power that God declared in those words. Every time you utter the phrase 1 a.m., you are not merely describing your state. You are invoking that divine essence within yourself. You are aligning with the Creator's infinite potential, stepping into a power that goes beyond the material world. How often do we underestimate this truth? How often do we speak these sacred words without awareness of the impact they carry? When you say I am, you are not just making a statement about yourself, you are affirming your role as a co-creator with God. Whether you realize it or not, you are shaping your reality with every I am you declare. Do you see yourself as weak or strong? As blessed or burdened? As victorious or defeated? The words you choose are not neutral, they are the tools of creation given to you by the divine. This is not wishful thinking, it is a spiritual law written into the fabric of existence. But here's the question: how often do you use this power unconsciously? For many of us, the words I am have become a habit rather than a deliberate act. We say, I am tired, I am struggling, or I am unlucky, without realizing that we are giving life to those very conditions. What if you paused right now and considered the weight of your words? What if you realized that every I am is an invitation to the universe to manifest your declarations? Would you still speak carelessly, or would you begin to choose your words with reverence and intention? This is the spiritual foundation of I am. It is the acknowledgement that you are not a victim of circumstance, but a vessel of divine power. It is the recognition that your words are not just sounds, they are seeds planted in the soil of eternity. And like any seed, they will grow and bear fruit in due time. What kind of harvest do you want to reap? The answer lies in the foundation you build with the words I am. Every word you speak carries energy. It moves unseen, weaving through the fabric of reality, shaping outcomes that align with its vibration. The words I am are particularly powerful because they act as a command to the universe. They are not passive, they are dynamic, alive, and filled with the authority given to you by the Creator. When you say I am blessed, you are not merely stating a fact, you are activating a force that calls blessings into your life. Similarly, when you declare I am broken, you are reinforcing that reality, whether you intend to or not. Have you ever noticed how the simplest declarations can change your entire mood or even the course of your day? Imagine waking up and saying, I am overwhelmed. Instantly, your mind begins to look for evidence to support that statement. Every task feels heavier. Every challenge seems insurmountable. But what if you replaced it with I am capable? Suddenly the energy shifts. Your perspective broadens and you approach the day with strength instead of defeat. This is not coincidence, it is the creative force behind your words at work. Let's take this a step further. Science has shown us that thoughts and words have measurable frequencies. They emit energy that interacts with the environment around us. If this is true on a physical level, how much more profound is it on a spiritual level? When you declare I am, you are setting that frequency into motion, aligning your inner state with the reality you wish to experience. You are giving life to the invisible, calling it forth into the visible. But here lies the challenge. Most of us are unaware of the power we hold. We speak out of habit, not intention. We let fear, frustration, and doubt dictate our declarations. Imagine a sculptor working with clay. If they were careless, the result would be a distorted, chaotic creation. But if they were deliberate, each stroke would bring forth beauty and purpose. Your words are the tools with which you sculpt your life. Are you creating with care, or are you allowing chaos to shape your reality? Recognizing the creative force behind the I am requires a shift in awareness. It calls for a deeper understanding of the relationship between your thoughts, your words, and the world around you. It demands that you take responsibility for the reality you are shaping. This is not an easy task. It requires vigilance, discipline, and faith. But the rewards are immeasurable. When you begin to declare I am with intention, you step into a flow of divine alignment. Doors open, opportunities appear, and your inner world transforms, reflecting outwardly in ways that seem miraculous. So ask yourself, what have you been creating with your words? Are you speaking life, abundance, and peace into your existence? Or have you unknowingly built walls of limitation with negative declarations? The creative force of I am is always at work, whether you harness it consciously or not. The question is not whether it works, the question is how you will use it. Will you allow fear and doubt to dictate your declarations? Or will you reclaim your power and speak life into the dreams you hold closest to your heart? Before you can fully embrace the power of I am, you must first confront the negative declarations you've been unknowingly repeating. It's easy to fall into the trap of using words like I am tired, I am unlucky, or I am not enough. These statements might seem harmless in the moment, but their effects run deep, planting seeds of limitation in the soil of your subconscious. Over time, these seeds grow into walls that trap you, shaping a reality far smaller than the one you were destined to live. The first step in breaking free is recognizing these patterns. Take a moment to reflect on the language you use when things go wrong. Do you say I am a failure when you face a setback? Do you tell yourself I am not smart enough, or I am too old when an opportunity arises? These declarations are not just fleeting thoughts, they are commands to the universe, reinforcing the very limitations you wish to overcome. It's as if you're unknowingly giving permission for negativity to take root in your life. The power of I am is neutral. It will create whatever you consistently affirm, whether positive or negative. Let's dive deeper into why this happens. Many of these negative statements stem from deeply ingrained beliefs formed during childhood or past experiences. Perhaps someone once told you that you weren't good enough, and over time you began to believe it. Or maybe life's disappointments led you to declare, I am unlucky. And now you find yourself caught in a cycle of self-fulfilling prophecy. These beliefs hide in the shadows of your mind, influencing your words and shaping your reality. The more you repeat them, the stronger their hold becomes. But here's the good news. Once you identify these negative I am statements, you can begin to dismantle them. Awareness is the key. Start by paying attention to your inner dialogue. Notice the words you use when you're frustrated, afraid, or doubtful. Write them down if you need to. This exercise is not meant to shame you, but to help you shine a light on the subconscious patterns that have been running your life. You cannot change what you are unwilling to confront. Now imagine what would happen if you replace these negative declarations with empowering ones. Instead of saying, I am not good enough, you could declare, I am capable of growth. Instead of I am unlucky, try I am open to blessings. These small shifts may feel unnatural at first, but they hold immense power. Each time you choose a positive statement over a negative one, you weaken the grip of limiting beliefs and create space for new possibilities. It's also important to recognize the emotional charge behind your words. Negative I am statements often come from a place of fear or frustration, while positive declarations are rooted in faith and hope. When you speak with intention, you align your emotions with your words, amplifying their creative power. The universe doesn't just hear your words, it feels the energy behind them. So as you identify and replace negative statements, let your heart and mind align with the truth of your potential. Breaking free from negative declarations is not an overnight process. It requires consistency, patience, and grace. You may stumble along the way, but every time you choose a life-affirming I am over a limiting one, you take a step closer to the life you were meant to live. The journey begins with awareness, and the destination is a reality shaped by love, faith, and possibility. Once you've identified the negative I am statements that have been holding you back, The next step is to replace them with empowering affirmations. This is where transformation truly begins. Words are not just tools for communication, they are instruments of creation. Each time you declare a positive I am statement, you are rewriting the narrative of your life, aligning yourself with the divine power that dwells within you. Consider the power of repetition. When you speak something often enough, it becomes a belief. And when a belief takes root, it shapes your actions, decisions, and ultimately your reality. The same principle applies to both negative and positive declarations. If you've been telling yourself, I am not worthy, it's likely that this belief has influenced your choices in ways you may not even realize. But the moment you begin to declare, I am deserving of love and success, you set a new course for your life. Start by choosing affirmations that resonate with the life you want to create. Think about the areas where you felt stuck or limited, and craft declarations that counter those limitations. For example, if you've struggled with self-doubt, you might affirm, I am confident and capable. If you felt disconnected from your purpose, you could declare, I am guided by divine wisdom. The key is to speak these affirmations with conviction as though they are already true. But don't stop at words, pair your affirmations with visualization. When you declare, I am abundant, close your eyes and imagine what abundance looks and feels like in your life. See yourself thriving, surrounded by the resources, opportunities, and relationships that reflect your declaration. Feel the joy, gratitude, and confidence that come with this reality. Visualization adds an emotional dimension to your affirmations, making them even more powerful. Another crucial aspect of replacing limiting beliefs is consistency. It's not enough to say an affirmation once and forget about it. Just as negative beliefs are reinforced through repetition, positive affirmations require the same level of commitment. Make it a daily practice to speak your affirmations aloud, write them down, or meditate on them. The more you engage with these empowering declarations, the more deeply they will take root in your mind and spirit. It's also helpful to surround yourself with reminders of your affirmations. Write them on sticky notes and place them where you'll see them often on your mirror, your desk, or even your phone screen. These small cues serve as powerful reinforcements, helping you stay aligned with the truth of your potential throughout the day. As you replace limiting beliefs with empowering affirmations, you'll begin to notice subtle yet profound shifts in your life. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach will start to appear. Relationships will deepen and flourish. And most importantly, you'll feel a sense of alignment and purpose that comes from living in harmony with your divine nature. This is not magic, it's the result of aligning your thoughts, words, and energy with the truth of who you are. The journey may require time and effort, but the rewards are immeasurable. Each empowering I am declaration is a step closer to manifesting the life you were born to live, a life of abundance, joy, and limitless possibility. The power of I am declarations does not end with the words you speak. It goes deeper into the realm of your thoughts and emotions. Words alone are not enough to transform your life unless they are aligned with the beliefs and feelings that reside within you. To unlock the full potential of I am, you must align your inner world with your declarations, creating a harmony that amplifies your ability to manifest your desires. Imagine a scenario where you boldly declare, I am confident, yet your mind is flooded with thoughts of doubt and your heart is gripped by fear. There's a disconnect between your words and your inner state, and this disconnect creates resistance. The universe responds to the vibration you emit, not just the words you say. If your emotions and thoughts contradict your affirmations, you may find yourself frustrated, wondering why your declarations are not bearing fruit. This is why alignment is essential. Aligning your thoughts means consciously directing your mental focus to support your I am declarations. When you declare I am successful, allow your mind to visualize what success looks like for you. Picture yourself thriving in your career, achieving your goals, and living the life you've always dreamed of. If negative thoughts arise, such as what if I fail, recognize them but do not give them power. Instead, gently redirect your focus back to your vision. Over time, this practice will rewire your mind, replacing old patterns of doubt with new pathways of belief. But thoughts are only one piece of the puzzle. Emotions are equally important, as they add energy and intensity to your declarations. When you say, I am blessed, allow yourself to feel the gratitude and joy of that blessing as though it has already come to pass. Your emotions are the fuel that propels your affirmations into the realm of manifestation. Without them, your words may feel hollow, lacking the vibrational energy needed to bring them to life. To cultivate emotional alignment, spend time in reflection and meditation. Quiet your mind and tune into the feelings associated with your declarations. For example, if you affirm, I am loved, sit in stillness and allow yourself to feel the warmth and security of love surrounding you. Imagine the embrace of a loved one, the kindness of a friend, or the unconditional love of the divine. Let these feelings wash over you, filling every corner of your being. This emotional connection strengthens your alignment and reinforces your declarations. It's also important to recognize that alignment is a daily practice. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, when circumstances challenge your faith, or when you feel disconnected from your declarations. During these times, remind yourself of the divine power within you. Return to your affirmations, visualize your desires, and reignite the emotions that support them. Each time you do, you strengthen your alignment and bring yourself closer to the reality you are creating. Alignment is not about perfection, it's about consistency. Even small steps taken daily can lead to profound transformation. When your thoughts, emotions, and words align, you create a powerful synergy that accelerates the manifestation of your desires. You step into a flow of divine energy, where miracles become a natural part of your experience. This is the true power of I am declarations. When they are spoken, thought, and felt with unwavering faith, they have the potential to reshape your reality in ways that exceed your imagination. Visualization is a cornerstone of bringing your I am declarations to life. While words carry the power to initiate change, visualization is the bridge that connects your declarations to the physical world. It allows you to see, feel, and experience the life you are affirming even before it manifests. Visualization isn't merely daydreaming, it's an intentional act of creation, a practice that brings clarity and focus to your desires while amplifying the energy behind your words. The human mind is incredibly powerful, and it cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined scenario and reality. This is why visualization works so effectively. When you close your eyes and immerse yourself in the vision of your desired reality, your brain begins to create new neural pathways, reinforcing the belief that this reality is possible. Over time, these pathways influence your actions, decisions, and even the energy you emit, aligning you with the life you seek to create. To begin visualizing, find a quiet space where you can sit or lie down comfortably. Start by repeating your I am affirmation, such I am abundant. As you say the words, allow your mind to paint a picture of what abundance looks like for you. See yourself in a beautiful home, surrounded by the people you love. Picture yourself achieving your goals, enjoying financial freedom, and living a life of joy and purpose. Be as specific as possible, including the colors, sounds, and details that make your vision come alive. But visualization is not just about seeing, it's about feeling. As you immerse yourself in the vision, allow your emotions to match the experience. Feel the gratitude, excitement, and peace that come with living this reality. If you're visualizing abundance, feel the relief of financial security, the joy of sharing your blessings, and the confidence that comes from knowing your needs are met. Emotions are the key to making your visualization powerful, as they infuse your vision with the energy needed to bring it into existence. Consistency is vital in visualization. Make it a daily practice to spend a few minutes immersed in your vision. You can do this in the morning to set the tone for your day, or at night to align your subconscious mind with your desires as you sleep. The more often you visualize, the more real your desired reality becomes in your mind, and the more naturally your thoughts, words, and actions align with it. It's also helpful to create physical reminders of your vision. Vision boards, affirmational journals, or even a simple picture that represents your goal can serve as daily prompts to keep your focus sharp. These reminders act as anchors, helping you stay connected to your vision, even in the face of challenges or distractions. Visualization works hand in hand with faith. While you may not see immediate results, trust that the seeds you are planting are taking root in the unseen realm. The universe is always working to align circumstances, people, and opportunities to bring your vision to life. Your role is to remain steadfast, to see your desired reality with clarity, and to trust that it is already on its way. As you visualize the reality you are affirming, you step into the role of a creator, shaping your life with intention and faith. You begin to live as though your desires have already manifested, aligning every part of your being with the truth of your I am. And in doing so, you unlock the limitless potential within you, proving that what you can see and feel in your mind, you can hold in your hands. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the door to manifestation. While declarations like I am abundant or I am successful create the foundation, gratitude amplifies their power, transforming your affirmations into tangible reality. Gratitude is not just an emotion, it's a state of being that aligns you with divine abundance. When you practice gratitude, as if your desires have already manifested, you tell the universe, I trust in your timing, and I believe that what I seek is already mine. But how can you be grateful for something you cannot yet see? This is where faith comes in. Gratitude is the ultimate act of faith. It declares that you believe in the unseen and trust in the process of creation. Imagine receiving a package you've eagerly awaited. Even before it arrives at your doorstep, you feel the excitement and anticipation of opening it. Gratitude works in the same way. By expressing thankfulness for what is on its way, you align yourself with the energy of receiving, creating a magnetism that draws your desires closer. To practice gratitude effectively, begin by acknowledging the blessings you already have. This sets the tone and builds a strong foundation for your affirmations. Take a moment each day to reflect on the good in your life, the roof over your head, the food on your table, the relationships that bring you joy. Write these blessings down in a journal or speak them aloud. As you do, allow your heart to fill with genuine appreciation. This opens the door for even greater blessings to flow into your life. Next, shift your gratitude toward the desires you are affirming. If you've declared, I am abundant, express thanks for the financial stability and prosperity you envision. Say, thank you for the wealth that allows me to live freely and give generously. If you've affirmed, I am loved, express gratitude for the deep, meaningful relationships that fill your life. Feel the joy of these realities as if they are already present. This emotional connection strengthens your alignment with your affirmations and reinforces your faith. Gratitude is most powerful when it becomes a daily habit. Incorporate it into your morning routine to set a positive tone for the day, or end your day with a moment of reflection and thankfulness. You can also use triggers. Trigger your day to remind you to practice gratitude: a ringing phone, a sip of water, or the sight of the sun. Each of these moments is an opportunity to pause and say, thank you. It's also important to remain grateful even in the face of challenges. Gratitude is not about ignoring difficulties, but about choosing to see the blessings within them. When life feels overwhelming, take a moment to affirm, I am grateful for the strength to overcome this challenge, or I am thankful for the lessons this experience is teaching me. This shift in perspective helps you maintain alignment with your affirmations even during tough times. Gratitude is transformative because it shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from fear to faith. It elevates your vibration and creates a positive feedback loop that attracts more of what you desire. When you practice gratitude as if your desires have already manifested, you align with the energy of fulfillment, making it easier for your affirmations to materialize. Gratitude is not just a response to blessings, it is the very force that brings them into being. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your journey of transformation. While your I am declarations are deeply personal. The environment you create around yourself can either strengthen or weaken your alignment with them. This is why it is essential to choose your companions wisely, surrounding yourself with individuals who support and reinforce positive affirmations. Have you ever noticed how the energy of others can influence your thoughts and emotions? Spending time with someone who constantly complains or doubts can leave you feeling drained, uncertain, and even questioning your own potential. On the other hand, being around someone who radiates positivity, encouragement, and faith can inspire you to dream bigger, work harder, and believe more deeply in your affirmations. The company you keep plays a critical role in shaping your mindset. Begin by evaluating your current relationships. Do the people closest to you uplift and encourage you, or do they sow seeds of doubt and negativity? Pay attention to how you feel after interacting with them. If you leave conversations feeling discouraged or diminished, it may be time to set boundaries or distance yourself from those influences. This doesn't mean cutting people out of your life entirely, but it does mean prioritizing your mental and emotional well-being. Next, seek out individuals who align with the energy of your affirmations. These are the people who believe in your potential, who speak life into your dreams, and who challenge you to grow. Surround yourself with mentors, friends, and community members who inspire you to become the best version of yourself. Their words and actions will reinforce your positive I am declarations, helping you stay focused and motivated on your path. You can also cultivate an environment of positivity by joining groups or communities that share your values and aspirations. Whether it's a faith-based group, a mastermind for personal development, or an online forum, these spaces can provide a sense of connection and accountability. Hearing others share their victories and challenges will remind you that you're not alone in your journey and will encourage you to keep moving forward. Another powerful strategy is to be intentional about the content you consume. The voices you allow into your mind through books, podcasts, videos, or social media become part of your inner circle. Choose content that uplifts, educates, and inspires you, reinforcing the truth of your affirmations. Replace negativity and distractions with material that aligns with your values and goals. These external influences will shape your thoughts and contribute to the energy you bring to your declarations. Surrounding yourself with the right individuals is not just about external support. It's also about creating an inner environment of positivity. Speak kindly to yourself. Encourage your own growth and celebrate your progress. When you become your own greatest ally, the energy you radiate will attract like-minded individuals who share your vision. Remember, you are not meant to walk this path alone. The power of I am is magnified when it is reinforced by a supportive community. Together, you and those around you can create a network of positivity, faith, and purpose, amplifying the energy of your affirmations and accelerating the manifestation of your desires. To fully harness the transformative power of I am, you must incorporate these declarations into your spiritual practices of prayer and meditation. Prayer is not just a ritual or request for divine intervention, it is a dialogue with the Creator, a sacred act of aligning your heart, mind, and spirit with divine truth. When you infuse your prayers with I am affirmations, you are declaring not only your faith in God's power, but also your trust in the power He has placed within you. Consider the profound difference between a prayer that pleads, God, please help me, and one that affirms, I am strong through your grace. The first comes from a place of lack and desperation, while the second declares faith and certainty in God's provision. By using I am statements in prayer, you are shifting your perspective from one of need to one of gratitude and belief. You are claiming the blessings that are already yours in the spiritual realm and inviting them to manifest in the physical world. Start your prayers by acknowledging God's presence and greatness, then align your declarations with His promises. If you are seeking healing, pray with words like I am whole, for God's healing power flows through me. If you desire peace, affirm, I am calm and grounded in God's love. These statements are not mere wishes, they are acts of faith, rooted in the belief that what you declare in alignment with God's will shall come to pass. Meditation, on the other hand, provides the stillness needed to deepen your connection to these declarations. In a world full of noise and distractions, meditation allows you to quiet your mind and focus entirely on your I am affirmations. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths. As you enter a state of calm, begin repeating your chosen I am statement. For example, I am blessed or I am guided. Let the words flow with your breath, creating a rhythm that centers your mind and spirit. Visualization can enhance this practice. As you meditate, picture yourself embodying your affirmations. See yourself thriving, surrounded by blessings and radiating confidence, peace, or abundance, whatever your I am declaration represents. Allow yourself to feel the emotions that come with this reality. This creates a powerful alignment between your thoughts, emotions, and spirit, amplifying the energy of your declarations. The consistency of using I am statements in prayer and meditation is what brings about transformation. Make it a daily practice, integrating it into your morning routine or evening reflections. Over time, you'll notice a shift in your mindset, deeper connection to your faith, and a growing sense of alignment with the life you are creating. These practices reinforce the truth of your I am declarations, grounding them in spiritual faith and empowering you to manifest them into reality. Trusting the process is perhaps one of the most challenging aspects of working with I am declarations. In a world that often demands instant results, it can be difficult to exercise patience and faith. But the power of I am operates on divine timing, a rhythm that is beyond our understanding yet always perfect. When you trust the process, you are surrendering control and allowing the universe to align circumstances in ways that exceed your imagination. Trust begins with understanding that your words carry energy that moves into the unseen realm. Each time you declare, I am abundant or I am victorious, you are planting a seed in the fertile soil of the universe. Just as a farmer does not dig up the ground each day to check on his crops, you must resist the urge to doubt or question the progress of your manifestations. Trust that the seed is growing, even if you cannot see it. One of the greatest barriers to trust is impatience. It's easy to feel discouraged when you don't see immediate results. You may start to wonder if your declarations are working or if you're doing something wrong. But remember, divine timing is not about speed, it's about perfection. The Creator knows exactly when and how to bring your desires to fruition. What you see as a delay is often preparation. Trust that every step, every challenge, and every moment of waiting is part of the process. Another key to trusting the process is letting go of the how. Your role is to declare your I am affirmations and align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with them. It is not your job to figure out every detail of how they will manifest. Leave that to the divine. The universe has resources, connections, and opportunities you cannot even fathom. When you try to control the process, you limit what is possible. When you trust, you open the door to miracles. Faith is the foundation of trust. Remind yourself that God's timing is always perfect, even when it doesn't align with your expectations. Look back on moments in your life when things seemed uncertain, yet eventually worked out in ways that blessed you. Use these experiences as reminders that the same divine hand guiding you then is guiding you now. To cultivate trust, practice surrender. Each time doubt arises, counter it with affirmations of faith. Say, I am trusting in God's perfect plan, or I am at peace with divine timing. This shift in focus helps you stay aligned with your affirmations, even when the results are not immediately visible. Trusting the process is not passive, it's an active choice to remain aligned, faithful, and open. When you let go of fear, doubt, and control, you create space for your I am declarations to unfold in ways that surpass your greatest dreams. Trust is the bridge that connects your faith to your reality, ensuring that what you declare will manifest in its divine and perfect time. As we come to the close of this transformative journey through the power of I am, let us pause to reflect on the immense potential that lies within each of us. These two simple words are not just declarations, they are the keys to unlocking the divine force that shapes our reality. When we understand the spiritual foundation of I am, recognize the creative force behind every declaration, and replace limiting beliefs with empowering affirmations, we begin to reclaim our authority as co-creators with the divine. Aligning our thoughts and emotions with these declarations and visualizing the reality we affirm builds a bridge from the unseen to the seen, allowing us to step into the life we desire. By practicing gratitude as if our desires have already manifested and surrounding ourselves with individuals who uplift and reinforce our positive affirmations, we create an environment ripe for miracles. Incorporating I am statements into our prayers and meditation deepens our spiritual connection, grounding our declarations in faith and opening our hearts to divine guidance. And through it all, trusting the process and allowing divine timing to unfold teaches us patience, strengthens our faith, and aligns us with the perfect rhythm of the universe. Now, my friend, the question is not whether the power of I am works, it is how you will use it. Will you declare fear or faith, lack or abundance, defeat or victory? The choice is yours, and the universe is listening, ready to respond to the words you speak and the energy you embody. As you go forth, may you carry the wisdom of this truth in your heart. May you speak life, love, and possibility into your days. May you rise each morning with the courage to declare, I am blessed, I am strong, I am worthy, and watch as the universe moves to align with your highest good. Remember, you are a divine being endowed with the power to create your world. Let every I am be a beacon of your faith, a testament to your inner strength, and a reflection of the limitless potential that lies within you. Speak it, believe it, become it. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Now go forth and manifest the life that was always meant to be yours. Imagine this moment. A moment when the chaos of life seems too overwhelming, the setbacks too frequent, and the road ahead too uncertain. Yet, deep within there's a whisper, a voice that assures you, this is not the end. There's a purpose for all of this. That whisper is no accident. It's a divine reminder that God has a plan for you, a plan so precise, so intentional, and so extraordinary that even your challenges are a part of its unfolding. As we begin, let's embark on a journey to uncover the truth about this divine plan, a truth that will resonate with your soul and inspire you to rise above every obstacle. This is not a story of random events, but one of purpose, grace, and power. Let's uncover the 10 profound truths about God's plan for you. Your life is not a coincidence. Every single detail of your existence is purposeful. You are not here by accident, nor is your journey random. From the moment you took your first breath, there was a plan. A divine, intricate design that guides your life in ways you may not always understand. Often we look at our circumstances and wonder if we've been forgotten. We question why we face certain challenges or endure specific trials. But what if these very struggles are evidence of a grander? What if every seemingly insignificant event, every heartbreak, every failure, and every victory is part of a divine blueprint, preparing you for a purpose only you can fulfill? Think of a puzzle. When the pieces are scattered, they seem unrelated, chaotic, and without meaning. But as each piece finds its place, a beautiful picture begins to emerge. Your life is no different. The job you didn't get, the relationship that ended, or the path you didn't choose might feel like failures in the moment, but they are all pieces of a much larger puzzle. Each experience, no matter how painful or confusing, is preparing you for something extraordinary. The story of Joseph in the Bible is a powerful example of this truth. His journey was filled with betrayal, rejection, and hardship. Sold into slavery by his own brothers, he was falsely accused and imprisoned. To anyone watching, his life seemed like a series of unfortunate events. But in the midst of the pain and uncertainty, God's plan was at work. Every trial Joseph endured prepared him for the moment he would rise to a position of power and save countless lives, including the very brothers who betrayed him. Your life mirrors this pattern. Even in moments of despair, when it feels like everything is falling apart, trust that there is a purpose behind the chaos. You may not see it now, but one day you will look back and realize that every detour, every closed door, And every challenge was shaping you for something far greater than you could have imagined. Real life examples abound of people who found their greatest purpose through what seemed like misfortune. Oprah Winfrey, for instance, faced poverty, abuse, and rejection early in life. Yet those very experiences shaped her into one of the most influential voices of our time. Her pain became her platform. Her setbacks became her strengths, and her story became a source of hope for millions. What if the trials you're facing right now are preparing you to be a beacon of light for others? What if your story of overcoming will one day inspire someone else to rise above their challenges? It's easy to look at others and feel like they have it all figured out, as if their lives are seamless while yours feels messy and incomplete. But remember, everyone is in a different chapter of their journey. The people you admire have their own struggles, their own moments of doubt and confusion. What sets them apart is their faith that their lives are part of something bigger. You too are on a divine journey, one where every experience, good and bad, has meaning. You are not a random creation. Your existence is intentional. Every smile you share, every challenge you overcome, and every talent you possess is part of a bigger picture. Embrace the idea that nothing in your life is wasted. The very things you wish to erase might one day become the most powerful parts of your story. God uses brokenness to build strength. Brokenness is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of transformation. There's a sacred beauty in being broken. It strips away illusions of control and forces you to confront your vulnerability. It's in those raw, painful moments that the strongest foundations are built. Think about how a seed must first be buried in darkness, split open, and seemingly destroyed before it can grow into a tree. Your brokenness is that seed. It's not a sign of failure, but of potential. Life has a way of breaking us down, doesn't it? A betrayal, a loss, a shattered dream. Each feels like a wound that may never heal. But what if that wound is the very place where God's light enters your life? When you are broken, you become more open to transformation. Pain has a way of breaking down the walls we build around ourselves, allowing us to grow in ways we never thought possible. It humbles us, teaches us, and prepares us for something greater. Consider the story of Nick Vujicic. Born without arms and legs, his life could have been defined by despair and limitation. Instead, his brokenness became the foundation for his purpose. Through his pain, he discovered a mission to inspire others. Today, he travels the world, reminding people that their challenges do not define them, but refine them. His life is proof that brokenness is not the end, but a new beginning. Your moments of brokenness may feel unbearable, but they are not wasted. They are the chisels that shape you into a masterpiece. The pressure, the pain, and the struggle are refining you, just as fire refines gold. It burns away impurities, leaving behind something pure, strong, and beautiful. In the same way, your trials are shaping you into the person you are meant to be. Have you ever noticed that some of the most compassionate, wise, and resilient people are those who have endured great hardship? It's because brokenness teaches lessons that comfort never could. It deepens your empathy, strengthens your character, and aligns your heart with God's purpose. When you've been through the fire, you come out stronger, wiser, and more capable of fulfilling your destiny. Look at your own life. Think of a time when you felt utterly broken, yet somehow you found the strength to rise again. Maybe it was a failed relationship that taught you your worth. Maybe it was a job loss that led you to your true calling. Whatever it wasn't the end, it was the beginning of something new. Your brokenness is not a punishment, it's a preparation. It's a way for God to remove the things that no longer serve you and replace them with strength, wisdom, and purpose. Trust that even in your darkest moments, you are being shaped into the person you were created to be. Delay is not denial. When the things you've prayed for, worked for, or dreamed about seem delayed, it's natural to feel frustrated, even forgotten. But a delay is not a denial. It's a part of a divine process. Sometimes God's timing doesn't align with our own, not because He is withholding from us, but because He is preparing us. There is an appointed time for every blessing, and often the waiting period is when the most significant growth occurs. Think of a farmer planting seeds in a field. He doesn't return the next day expecting a harvest. He knows the seed needs time to grow, to take root, to be nourished by the sun and rain. In the same way, the delays in your life are opportunities for God to nurture your spirit, strengthen your character, and prepare you for the blessings ahead. Consider the story of Sarah and Abraham in the Bible. God promised them a son, but years went by without any sign of fulfillment. Sarah grew impatient and tried to take matters into her own hands, leading to complications and pain. Yet, despite the delay, God's promise remained steadfast. At the right time, not when Sarah or Abraham thought it should happen, but at the appointed moment, Isaac was born. Their wait was not wasted, it was purposeful. Through the delay, they learned to trust God's faithfulness, and their story became a testimony of His perfect timing. Reflect on your own life. How many times have you looked back and realized that something you once wanted so desperately wasn't meant to happen at that moment, or at all? Perhaps it was a job you thought you needed, a relationship you believed was the one, or an opportunity that seemed like the answer to all your prayers. How long do you think it is necessary? When those things didn't work out, it hurt. But as time passed, you may have seen why the delay or even the denial was necessary. What if God is protecting you from what you cannot yet see? What if He's aligning circumstances for a greater purpose than you can currently understand? Delays teach patience, and patience is a virtue that strengthens your faith. Waiting seasons are not about doing nothing. They are about preparing yourself. Like a potter shaping clay, God is molding you during these times. The longer the process, the more intricate and refined the result. Trust that your waiting is not empty, it's filled with purpose. During this time, you are being equipped with the tools, wisdom, and resilience needed to steward the blessings coming your way. Sometimes, delays feel unbearable because we compare our timelines to others. We see peers achieving milestones, accomplishing goals, or living the life we envision for ourselves. But comparison blinds us to our unique journey. What God is preparing for you is tailor-made. It's not meant to look like anyone else's path. Trust that your delay is setting you apart, not setting you back. Remember the bamboo tree. For years it remains underground, showing no visible growth, while its roots develop deep into the earth. Then suddenly it shoots up, growing several feet in just weeks. The years of seeming inactivity were not wasted. They were crucial for the tree's foundation. Your waiting season is doing the same. It's creating a foundation so strong that when your blessings come, they will not crumble under pressure. No two people on this earth are exactly alike, and that's intentional. You are uniquely crafted, with gifts, talents, and passions that are not random, but divinely placed within you. And these gifts are not just for your benefit, but to fulfill a specific purpose. There is something only you can contribute to this world, something that aligns perfectly with God's plan for your life. Think of great figures throughout history. Michelangelo didn't simply paint, he brought divine inspiration to life through his art. His talent wasn't just about creating beauty, it was about leaving. In the same way, your gifts are not ordinary. Whether it's your ability to lead, your creativity, your compassion, or even your resilience in the face of adversity, your gifts are meant to make an impact. Many people go through life doubting their abilities, thinking they don't have anything special to offer. But that's a lie that holds you back from your potential. The Bible says we are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that includes every part of you. Your strengths, your quirks, and even your struggles. Each of these plays a role in fulfilling your purpose. If you've ever felt unworthy or inadequate, it's time to shift your perspective. Your gifts are not just for you, they are a way for God to work through you to bless others. Real-life examples illustrate this truth beautifully. Months ago, Think of someone like J.K. Rowling, who wrote the Harry Potter series. Before her success, she faced rejection after rejection. She could have given up, doubted her talent, and settled for a life that didn't use her gifts. But her persistence allowed her to bring a story to life that touched millions. What if she had given up? The world would have missed out on something extraordinary. Similarly, your gifts, no matter how small they seem, have the potential to create ripples of change. Your gifts also come with responsibility. They are like seeds planted within you, waiting to be cultivated. If you ignore them, they wither. If you nurture them, they grow and bear fruit. This doesn't mean the process is easy. Cultivating your gifts requires effort, discipline, and faith. It may mean stepping out of your comfort zone, taking risks, or even failing along the way. But every step you take is part of your growth, and every challenge you face is a lesson that strengthens your ability to use your gifts effectively. Your unique purpose means that you don't have to imitate anyone else. In a world that constantly pushes you to compare yourself to others, remember that your journey is yours alone. The paths others take may inspire you. You are uniquely positioned to do something no one else can do. It might not look grand or world-changing at first glance, but it has significance. Even the smallest acts of kindness, the quietest moments of creativity, or the seemingly mundane contributions you make can have eternal impact. Embrace your gifts with confidence. They are not accidents. They are intentional. Recognize them, develop them, and use them boldly. The world needs what you have to offer, and there is no one else who can bring your unique light into existence. You were created with a purpose, and every gift you possess is a tool to fulfill that purpose. Obstacles are not roadblocks. They are stepping stones designed to elevate you to the next level of your purpose. It's easy to see challenges as setbacks, but in truth, they are often the catalysts for your greatest growth. When David stood before Goliath, he didn't see an obstacle too great to overcome. He saw an opportunity, a moment to step into his destiny and demonstrate the power of faith. That challenge was not meant to defeat him, but to prepare him for his future as a king. In our lives, obstacles often disguise themselves as insurmountable problems. Losing a job may feel like the end of the road, but for many, it has been the moment that pushed them toward their true calling. J.K. Rowling was rejected by multiple publishers before her work became a global phenomenon. Each rejection was not a failure, but a lesson in persistence and belief in her vision. What if the obstacles you're facing right now are not there to stop you, but to strengthen you? What if they are refining you for something greater? Imagine a butterfly struggling to emerge from its cocoon. To the outside observer, it may seem cruel to watch it fight against the confines of its shell, but that struggle is vital. It strengthens the butterfly's wings so it can fly. Without the obstacle of the cocoon, the butterfly would never soar. It's in these moments of surrender that you find clarity and direction. Think about Moses leading the Israelites out of Egypt. When they reached the Red Sea, it appeared to be an insurmountable barrier. But through faith and obedience, the waters parted, and a path was made where there seemed to be none. Your challenges are the Red Sea moments of your life, designed to show you that with faith, nothing is truly impossible. An intimate elaboration with peace should be a life-altering event, clearing the way for your soul so that it can move on. Challenges also push you to grow beyond your comfort zone. They force you to develop skills, habits, and mindsets that you wouldn't have otherwise. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Each failure wasn't a dead end, it was a step closer to success. Similarly, the difficulties you face are shaping you into a version of yourself you've never met before. They're teaching you to persevere, to think creatively, and to find strength you didn't know you had. Consider your own life. Think of a time when you faced an obstacle that seemed overwhelming. Maybe it was a broken relationship, a financial crisis, or a health scare. At the time, it may have felt like the end of the world, but looking back, can you see how it shaped you? Can you see how it taught you lessons or opened doors you never expected? What if your current challenges, are preparing you for something even greater. God's plan for your life is not just about where you're going, it's also about ensuring that you have everything you need along the way. Provision is built into His design. Just as an architect doesn't create a building without including plumbing, electricity, and structural integrity, God doesn't create a plan for your life without ensuring that every resource you'll need is accounted for. The challenge is not the lack of provision, but often our inability to trust that it will come at the right time. Consider the Israelites during their journey through the wilderness. They wandered for 40 years, but during that time they never lacked what they needed. Manna fell from heaven daily, quenching their hunger. Water flowed from a rock when they were parched. Even their clothes and shoes did not wear out. These acts of provision were not coincidences. They were intentional signs of God's care and faithfulness. If He could provide for them in a barren desert, can He not also provide for you in the midst of your challenges?
Imagine holding on to something so tightly that your hands begin to ache, your fingers cramp, and your strength fades. And yet you refuse to release it, believing that holding on is the only way to control, to fix, or to preserve. But what if I told you that the power isn't in holding, it's in letting go? Today we're uncovering a profound secret, the secret of letting go, the burden of holding on. Imagine carrying a backpack full of rocks everywhere you go. At first you may think you're strong enough to bear the weight, but over time the strain becomes unbearable, your shoulders ache, your back bends, and every step feels heavier than the last. This is what holding on does to the human soul. Whether it's a painful memory, a toxic relationship, a grudge, or the fear of the unknown, holding on burdens us in ways we may not even realize. Why do we hold on? For many, it's because of fear. Fear of what might happen if we let go. Fear of losing control. Fear of stepping into a life without the comfort of the familiar, even if the familiar is hurting us. There's a part of us that believes clinging tightly will somehow fix what's broken, heal what's hurt, or protect us from further pain. But the truth is, holding on can be more destructive than the pain we're trying to avoid. Think of someone holding onto a rope tied to a heavy weight, sinking in the ocean. The tighter they hold on, the deeper they're pulled under, gasping for air, desperate for relief. Yet they keep gripping the rope, thinking they have no other choice. What they don't realize is that freedom lies in releasing their grasp. We see this in our own lives. How many times have we replayed an argument in our minds, wishing we'd said something different? How often do we cling to the approval of others, needing validation to feel worthy? How many nights have we lost sleep over situations we can't change, yet we refuse to let go of the what-ifs? Holding on gives the illusion of control, but in reality, it controls us. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Are you holding on to a dream that didn't unfold the way you imagined? Are you clinging to anger towards someone who wronged you? Are you gripping a fear of failure so tightly that it's keeping you from taking risks? These things weigh us down, sap our energy, and steal our joy. Letting go requires courage. Letting go is not an act of weakness. It is one of the most courageous things a person can do. It requires you to face the unknown, to release your grip on what feels safe, and to trust that something better awaits on the other side. Think about the story of the trapeze artist. To move forward, they have to let go of the bar they're holding and reach for the next one. There's a moment of vulnerability, a split second when they're suspended in midair with nothing to hold on to. It's terrifying, but it's necessary to complete the performance. In our lives, letting go often feels like that. It's stepping into the unknown where we have no guarantees, no safety net, and no clear vision of what lies ahead. But just like the trapeze artist, we must trust that the next bar, the next opportunity, the next chapter will appear when we need it most. Courage comes from the heart, and letting go is an act of the heart. It means forgiving someone who hurt you, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. It means walking away from a situation that no longer serves you, even if it's painful. It means trusting that your worth isn't tied to what you've lost, but to who you are. Consider the story of a woman named Rachel. For years, Rachel held on to the dream of becoming a concert pianist. She poured her heart into her craft, sacrificing time, relationships, and even her health to chase this goal. But no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't catch her big break. The disappointment consumed her. She felt like a failure. One day, after years of struggling, Rachel made the difficult decision to let go of her dream. It wasn't easy. She cried. She questioned her worth. But in letting go, she discovered something unexpected: freedom. She found joy in teaching music to children, something she had never considered before. She realized that her identity wasn't tied to being a concert pianist. It was tied to her passion for sharing music with others. Letting go allowed Rachel to step into a new purpose, one that brought her more fulfillment than she could have imagined. It wasn't the life she planned, but it was the life she was meant to live. Courage doesn't mean you won't feel fear. It means you choose to act in spite of it. Letting go is scary because it requires vulnerability. But vulnerability is where transformation happens. It's where we shed the layers of fear, pride, and control that keep us stuck and step into a life of authenticity and freedom. When you let go, you're not giving up. You're making room. Room for healing, room for growth, room for the unexpected blessings that come when you release what no longer serves you. Letting go is not a single act, but a daily choice. It's choosing to forgive, to trust, to surrender, and to believe that even in the uncertainty there is hope. It's choosing to believe that life's greatest treasures often lie on the other side of our deepest fears. And the question is, will you have the courage to release what's holding you back? The freedom in letting go. There's an extraordinary freedom that comes with letting go, yet many of us remain blind to it because we're too focused on what we think we'll lose. Letting go often feels like a sacrifice, like we're giving something up that's deeply ingrained in us, something we've carried for so long it feels like a part of who we are. But in reality, letting go isn't about losing. It's about making room for the life you were meant to live. Consider the story of a man who spent years climbing the corporate ladder, consumed by ambition and the relentless need for success. He worked late nights, skipped family gatherings, and sacrificed his health, all in pursuit of a dream he believed would define his worth. But when he finally reached the top, he felt empty. The fulfillment he thought would come with achievement never arrived. One day, after a health scare, he made the decision to walk away. He let go of his position, his title, and the identity he had built around his career. At first, the decision felt like a failure, like he was abandoning everything he had worked for. But as time passed, he realized something profound. In letting go of his need to prove himself, he found freedom. Freedom to spend time with his family, freedom to rediscover passions he had long ignored, freedom to live a life defined by purpose rather than pressure. This is the paradox of letting go. What we fear will diminish us often liberates us. When you release anger, you make room for peace. When you let go of control, you make room for trust. When you surrender the need for approval, you make room for self-worth. Freedom doesn't mean the absence of challenges. It means the ability to face those challenges without the weight of unnecessary burdens. Imagine standing on a hill, holding a kite. As the wind begins to pick up, you feel the kite pulling harder and harder, demanding more slack. If you refuse to let go of the string, even just a little, the kite can't rise. But when you release just enough, the kite soars. Letting go is the same. It allows you to rise, to see life from a higher perspective, and to move forward without the heaviness of what's been holding you back. It's not about forgetting your past or ignoring your pain. It's about choosing not to let those things define you. When you let go, you open yourself to possibilities. You create space for opportunities you couldn't see before because your hands were too full. You create room for relationships to heal, for creativity to flow, and for joy. The freedom in letting go is the freedom to embrace the unknown with open arms, knowing that what lies ahead is greater than what you're leaving behind. Practical steps to let go. Letting go can feel overwhelming, especially when you've held on to something for years, but it's not an impossible task. It's a journey that begins with small, intentional steps. The act of letting go isn't passive. It's a deliberate and courageous choice to release what no longer serves you. The first step is to identify what you're holding on to. Many people go through life carrying burdens they've never stopped to name. Is it a toxic relationship, a regret from the past, a fear of failure? Be honest with yourself and take the time to reflect. Journaling can be a powerful tool in this process. Write down the things you're clinging to and ask yourself why. Often the act of naming your burdens takes away some of their power. Once you've identified what you're holding on to, shift your perspective. Instead of seeing letting go as a loss, see it as an act of empowerment. Ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How is this helping me grow? When you shift your focus from what you're losing to what you're gaining, the process becomes less daunting and more liberating. Trust is essential in letting go. Trust that life has a way of working things out, even when you can't see the bigger picture. This doesn't mean you won't feel fear or uncertainty. It means choosing to act despite those feelings. Trust can be built through small actions. Take one step toward letting go and see how it feels. If you're letting go of a grudge, start by speaking kindly about the person who hurt you. If you're releasing fear, take a small risk in the direction of your dreams. Forgiveness is a critical part of letting go. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Forgiveness isn't about excusing someone's behavior. It's about freeing yourself from the chains of bitterness. Start by acknowledging your pain and giving yourself permission to feel it. Then make the conscious choice to release it. This doesn't mean forgetting what happened or reconciling with the person who hurt you. It means refusing to let their actions control your life any longer. Another practical step is to create space for what truly matters. Imagine your life as a garden. If it's overrun with weeds, anger, fear, regret, there's no room for flowers to grow. Start clearing out the weeds one by one. Spend time with people who uplift you. Invest in hobbies that bring you joy. Set boundaries that protect your energy. Finally, practice gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful antidotes to fear and control. When you focus on what you have rather than what you've lost, your perspective shifts. Gratitude doesn't erase pain, but it reminds you that even in the midst of struggle, there is beauty to be found. Letting go isn't a one-time event. It's a daily choice. Some days will be harder than others. You might find yourself tempted to pick up old burdens, to fall back into familiar patterns of control or resentment. But each day is an opportunity to begin again, to release a little more and to trust a little deeper. The process of letting go is not about erasing your past or pretending your pain doesn't exist. It's about honoring your journey while choosing not to let it define your future. It's about making room for hope, for healing, and for the life you were always meant to live. Letting go is not a sign of weakness. It's the ultimate act of strength. It's choosing freedom over fear, peace over control, and growth over stagnation. It's realizing that you were never meant to carry every burden, fix every situation, or hold on to every piece of your past. Letting go is not about giving up. It's about rising up. Imagine what your life could look like if you stopped clinging to what's weighing you down. Picture yourself lighter, freer, with open hands and an open heart, ready to receive the blessings that are waiting for you. When you let go, you don't just release what's no longer meant for you, you create space for everything that is. So what is it you need to let go of today? Is it the pain of a past mistake? A dream that no longer fits who you become? A toxic relationship? Fear of the unknown? Whatever it is, know this: you have the strength to let it go, and in doing so, you will find the life you've been longing for. Letting go is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter where you live fully, love deeply, and walk freely into the life you were created to live. The secret of letting go is the secret of becoming all that you're meant to be. Now take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you need to. Feel the weight you've been carrying and make the choice to release it. Let go, not because it's easy, but because you deserve to be free. And when you do, you'll discover that in letting go, you're not losing anything at all.